with it.
Yo, is it? Are you kidding me?
Do us. Yeah.
It's me, Nessa B. Honestly, I don't know what to say. I'm very random. It's the end of the world. No, if I heard that it was the end of the world, I honestly would start doing everything. It would just be a YOLO moment for the rest of my life. Probably, eat my favorite foods, eat everything twice. Probably slap a few people, just, let them know before they die. That one was for kindergarten. Don't touch my cookies, Fred. All right, I'm sorry. I just don't know how to start this video. I really don't. I am very, very weird. I am. Guys, thank you for tuning into my channel. This is my first actual video. Just, talking with you guys for a few. I'm gonna do a few Q&As that I had to ask myself. So these aren't questions from random fans. I'm not even gonna pretend that anyone cared to ask me any questions. But I'm just gonna, introduce myself. It's gonna start with the Q&A. What is my name? My name is Janessa Brown, and I like to go by Nessa B, just for, a name that I want to give myself so that people could just make it easier. How old am I? How old am I? I know some may say I look 16. Some may say I look 12. But I'm actually 22. I actually just turned 22, November 26, 1996. So, Team Sagittarius over here. Where are you from? What's your nationality? Okay, well, I am from Long Island, New York. I actually grew up in Queens, and I grew up in Long Island. It's a very, up and down situation. But I enjoyed both cities, more so Long Island. That's my home, Inwood, New York. And my family, they're from Jamaica. So I am Jamaican, and, Jamaica is definitely my hometown. That's still my home at the end of the day. So, big up to all my Jamaicans out there. How many siblings do I have? I always just love to share this. I am one out of 7 siblings. There are 4 boys and there are 3 girls, all from my wonderful, strong, beautiful mother, and I am the 5th child. So that's that. Where are you at in this stage of your life? And I would say I'm at a good stage in my life. I just graduated college. I just moved. And, I'm trying to venture off and find what I can do with my future. Hopefully, we'll, look into grad school, find something that, I'm interested in, and hopefully find, my passion, my dream. Like, I already know it, but, things can change once you go through different experiences. And I know what I honestly want to do, and it's help people. I want to be a humanitarian. I want to just be able to impact the lives of the youth. I feel like they are the future, and I just want to, put my all into that. I'm very passionate about the education system and about the justice system, and I feel like those 2 systems, they're actually, is what is running this country at this very moment, and as well as the government. But at the same time, education is very big, the justice system is very big, and those are 2 things that all of us as individuals should, put high importance on, even if it's for a little. So guys, those are the basic questions that I'm going to just answer for today, just to put that out there. Let's get started.
Out in the street, they call it murder. Hey, hey, hey.
All right. let's start talking just a little bit. Bird Box. Oh, some of you probably watched my live where I was discussing Bird Box, and I just want to say that is actually one of my new favorite movies. Not just because of the action and the thrill and the horror, but because of the actual deeper meanings, the moral of the whole movie, and I simply just enjoy the acting, the dialogue, the art that made the movie. And I just want to share that with people. And I feel like we always suggest a new movie, and sometimes it's just a hit or miss, but this one I suggest 1,000 times. If you don't like it, hey, I completely understand, because not everything everyone's gonna like, but I'm just saying, give it a try and tell me what you think. Disclaimer, these are spoiler alerts, so do not watch this if you haven't watched the movie yet. A fair chance to make your own interpretations, to form your own opinions on this movie. Simply because, sometimes we go on social media and the ending is ruined for us. So I don't want to do that for you. Listen, it was trash. The movie was lit. We're gonna get to the bottom of this. I did a live last night, and I think it went pretty well. I had a couple responses, and I've been really talking to a lot of my friends and families about this movie, and so many different mixed reviews, and I love it. I love that there are so many different reviews of this movie, and I just want to put a disclaimer out there. I respect anyone's opinion about this movie, but it is one of the best movies on Netflix right now. That's all I gotta say. For one, I just want to get into what I considered the main theme of the movie was. I would honestly say that this movie brought this whole new sense of hope. It was a doomsday film, and it definitely had a great outlook, and it definitely showed us a new perspective of the apocalypse, world-ending type of themes that we keep seeing. Like, this is definitely a repetitive theme, but I think what the key word is that makes it different is individuals being blind. You have to be blind to survive. You cannot survive without being blind. So I definitely think that is very essential for someone to know. And yeah. So, the movie starts off with Mallory and her sister. And, a lot of people said it started off slow. But within a certain amount of time, she was talking to these kids, and, she was trying to prepare them for a journey that they were about to take. And, then it fast forwards. She's talking to her sister. And, they're worried about what's going on, what's on the media. And, they're disregarding it. Come to find out, whatever they're seeing on TV becomes reality. And now they just have to deal with it head on. Her sister kills herself. And I feel like the whole movie it's very sensitive because they're committing suicide. And I think it's so powerful because, I don't know, it says a lot about ourselves as individuals. We are our worst enemy sometimes. And there's a lot of self versus self being tossed around, and that's a very common theme that's going on, and it's definitely important at this day and age. I just want to get into a few things that I thought were important that people should be talking about and being excited for. One, the strong black lead role. Like, Tom really saved the day. And I just watched an interview with the two black actors that were in Bird Box, and they were actually so ecstatic that they were brought on to this cast this cast team, and they were so happy to just be representing people of color and people who look like us. And you know, it's not very common for a black person to even play a part in a horror movie, and it's very, very important because, you know, now we're seeing a new perspective. We're really seeing all these different exposures that black actors are getting. They're showing a whole new dynamic and cast. It was a diverse cast, and I loved it. I love the diverse cast. I don't know, why wouldn't you get excited for a diverse cast? I mean, I love that movie. I really do. I love that movie. I love it. You know, then another thing that I absolutely loved was the contrast of the pregnant women. And to be honest, they showed Olympia, who people may say is the reason why everybody died. But, you know, it was in her heart. That's the person she is. She's a very caring, sensitive person. She was catered to her whole life by her husband. She wasn't, you know, as independent as she should have been, but you know, that was the way that she was surviving. That's the only thing that she was exposed to, and she didn't know better. Mallory, on the other hand, had a different experience. You know, I don't think she had a strong relationship with her family. She did not have a relationship at all anymore with the father of her child, and you know, that made it difficult for her to just, you know, be trusting of people. She wasn't even ready to be a mom when she found out that she was going to be a mom. So I feel like the two contrasts of Olympia and Mallory showed a lot of different things. So, you know, Mallory had a guard up. She had a whole wall up. She wasn't very trusting. Olympia, very sensitive, very, you know, just opened and vulnerable to other people and their needs, because, you know, that's what she experienced when she was, you know, going through life and before the end of the world was happening. So yeah, she definitely had a different outlook on life than Mallory, and that's okay. I loved the beauty of the two different pregnant women. And you would have thought, like, a pregnant woman surviving an apocalypse, a doomsday, end of the world, two pregnant women, and we just look at that and we're like, you know, that's just one of the worst predicaments to be in if the world was ending. We also would think about those who are not able-bodied and those who are disabled. We think that, you know, it's going to be harder for them to survive. But the gag is you have to be blind to survive. All you really needed was 4 senses. And at the end of the day, I think that was such a powerful, like, part of the whole movie that a lot of people probably didn't realize until, like, the very end. Another eye catcher was her naming the children boy and girl. Like, I feel like that right away was definitely showing, like, that disconnect. Like, this is the end of the world. These children are so innocent, so pure, not corrupt at all, and their names are boy and girl. Did she do that for their safety? I would say yes. And that's because, you know, children start asking a lot of questions. Like, they're developing and growing every day. So she had to go 5 years with training them, making sure that they didn't, you know, overstep her authority. And she had to do what she thought was best for their survival. And naming them boy and girl, like Tom said, was honestly not the best idea. But she also could have showed them more love, like, within that. And she didn't show them any compassion, any emotions, any feelings at all until the very end, once she knew they were safe. She basically saved their innocence, if you think about it. Speaking of innocence, a lot of people say that animals represent that purity, that innocence, and children represent that purity, that innocence. And at the same time, the whole movie showed that those birds were the key to knowing when danger was coming. And that's something that we should really look at in this life, because we disregard animals and we say that they're for one thing, but animals can be useful. We can't just be abusing animals out here, just like we can't be abusing children. I just I say preserve the innocent. Don't harm anyone or anything that wouldn't harm you, and that's my motto. When Olympia and Mallory were giving birth, it was honestly beautiful. And I say it was beautiful because in such a chaotic time, there was joy and pureness being brought into this world. And we honestly have to just appreciate that even though people were dying, there was life being brought into this world. And that's such a key. And I just thought that was beautiful. Olympia was still strong enough to give Mallory her daughter, and then she was gone. But she was still strong enough to give Mallory her child, and I found that beautiful. Just like when Tom was strong enough to kill the bad guys, before killing himself. And it honestly just showed the strength of within us, and the part of us that we doubt. No, sometimes we have to just go with that hunch and do what we think is right in that moment. We can't think about it. You just have to make the best move, because then all of that would have been for nothing if he had been exposed and he was one of the entities that we're seeing, and that we're trying to get other people to open their eyes. I feel like that was such an important part of the movie, because now it's these people are trying to infiltrate others, and it's why can't you just be doing this on your own? Why do you have to corrupt others? You're trying to convince others that this is the life that you're supposed to be seeing. And I really just was shocked. They weren't even dying. They were trying to kill others, and it was scary. It was scary. I don't know if anyone realized, but they said stay away from social media. And that's a very common thing that people are talking about. It's gonna be 2019, and social media is huge. It's bigger than anyone thought it would ever be. Social media has now created ads personalized for us. We're seeing I'm sorry. We're seeing ads personalized for us, personalized for our interest, things we like, whether it's items, clothes, anything. We're seeing that more frequently, trying to grab our attention. We're also seeing a beauty standard that is unrealistic. We're setting these trends on social media, and we're accessing so many people through social media without even being there in person. Social media is powerful. It's powerful. And honestly, I said social media can be a good and bad thing. It really can be. And in the movie Bird Box, they said stay away from social media. And it just was a very quick line, but I caught it and I was like, wow, social media, I thought you just couldn't, see outside. And now it's no, don't go near the screens either, because the screens are evil. It's not the truth. Maybe things are hidden. Maybe. I don't know. But the social media thing was definitely something that I'm very strong on. Like I said,
Use social media.
Don't let social media use you.
and I just want to put that out there. But definitely Bird Box, I would give it a 9.5 out of 10. I don't know what else they could have did differently besides not doing the whole apocalypse theme, but that's a theme that's in a lot of movies. Doomsday is a type of genre. Thriller is a type of genre. It's definitely something that I think we should all take into consideration. Not every movie is going to be original. Not every movie is going to have its own type of theme, but it will have deeper meanings, deeper lessons. Things like seeing a strong black lead, things like seeing a comparison between two different types of people living through this world, surviving while blind. I think it was so unique because of all the different aspects of it. And honestly, just tell me your honest opinion about it. That's fine. I'd like to hear about it. Ask me what else I thought about it. And, we could get the conversation started again. I just want to say thank you guys so much for letting me make this video, and I want you guys to stay tuned for more, because I will be back. You know, I'm gonna try my best to come back and, you know, share my thoughts with you guys whenever I can and put myself out there. So that's it with me, Nessa B, and make sure to follow, subscribe. Thanks, guys. See you soon. Life is better when you're not trying to be perfect.
Blessings all for my life and my thank God for the journey, the earnings, I just for the plus. And gratitude is a must.